Hey, my name's MCCAULEY, and I want to really encourage you to take time out of your schedule and watch Artistic Expressions. I mean, they're going to give you all the information you need to know about the art scene here in Greater Hartford, in Connecticut, in fact, in New England. I'm sure they're going to have some guests from around the country, and maybe even some international guests. So check it out on your local TV station, Artistic Expressions, with George, my man, Milner.
Good afternoon and welcome to Artistic Expressions with me, your host, Michelle Thomas. Today we have a guest who is a musician, born from Chicago, but is here now and has his own particular style and way of music. So we're going to interview him and kind of get to know what he's all about and what his music is all about. The place for the artist, Artistic Expressions. Sit back and enjoy.
Hold your head as high as you can, high enough to see who you are, little man. Life sometimes is cold and cruel, maybe no one else will tell you, so remember that you are black gold, black gold. You are black gold.
Starr Horton here again. I'm gonna do an oldie but goodie, and I hope you enjoy it. Old school. Yeah. Many guys have come to you with a line, it wasn't true, and you passed them by. Now you're in the center ring, and their lines don't mean a thing. Why don't you let me try? Now I don't wear a diamond ring, I don't even know a song to say. All I know is, I love you. Ever? I love you. If I ever saw a girl that I needed in this world, you are the one for me. Let me hold you in my arms, girl, and I'll thrill you with my charms. I'm sure you will see. The things I am saying are true, and the way I explain them to you. Each and every day of my heart, I humble for you. When we apart, baby, I think of you all the time. Just come to me, and when you're near me, my love runs deep. The things I am saying are true, and the way I explain them to you.
Welcome back to Artistic Expressions with me, your host, Michelle Thomas. And with me today, I have Cleveland Starr Horton. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. So I'm just gonna, kind of ask some questions about your music and, kind of what got you, started and that kind of thing.
Okay.
But first, I would like to have you talk about some of the music that is meaningful to you.
Well, most of the music that's meaningful to me is like jazz, R&B, which I love very much is R&B. But I like jazz particularly, but R&B is really my thing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
When you say that, is that just a personal preference or even what you like to play?
It's just what I like to play, especially from my era in the younger days.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that's from my era can relate to R&B.
Give me some artists that you like.
I like Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
I like Kim. And I also like the Delphonics. I can go further back with them. And the Temptations, yes, of course.
Now, were you always into music growing up? Like you always were into music?
Well, I was born and raised in a farm in Louisiana.
Okay.
So on the farm, when I wanted to join the band, I wanted to play the trombone. So my arms was too short because I was 10 years old. And so when I tried to play the trombone, my arm wouldn't reach there. So my cousin had a saxophone on the shelf. So that's how I started playing saxophone when I was 10 years old on the farm.
Something so simple.
So I am so glad I didn't play the trombone.
It's very different from the, sax.
Oh yes, you hear more sax and everything now than you don't hear trombones is more of a concert instrument. So
What got you at 10 years old? Like why the trombone? Just because it looked.
Right, it looked like that, but the band teacher, he said, forget that, I couldn't do it, reach.
Right. Nice. Now, so when you picked up the sax for the first time, what was your initial thought?
Well, I took to it right away because usually they put you on clarinet first.
Okay.
So I went right to saxophone. And so it was a real good thing for me. And then I joined the marching band when I was down there. I was one of the little short.
Now, is this in high school or before?
It was before. It was in elementary school.
Elementary on up. Oh, so they had a music program.
Oh yeah, down most of the South, they always have marching bands and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were in the marching band. How was that?
Great. I loved it.
Yeah. Were you popular with music and everything?
Oh yeah.
Everybody knew. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was the shortest one in the band, so they would know.
What they call you back then?
Just shorty.
Yeah, shorty.
Shrimp. Everything. Yeah.
Shrimp. But I'm sure playing the sax. I'm sure it was a cool period in your life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and especially after I left the farm in '68 and I came to Chicago.
Yeah.
And went to Martin Luther King, which I lived in Chicago 38 years.
Okay.
And up there, the bands, I really got into my music there.
Right. So now tell me, you transition, as a young kid, you're playing, you're getting, you're feeling it, but then music becomes music. So tell me what that is like.
Well, when I transitioned, especially when I got into high school, it was so many musicians that I ran into that I knew, and we started to click, and it was very enjoying, especially that era in the 70s. It was a good era for me as far as my music, and which I never stopped playing. I never put my horn down.
Wow.
Which I just wish I was gigging more here. But,
sure. So when you say you never put your horn down, you through everything you were doing, your studies and whatever going on in the home.
Right.
When were you playing?
Well, I was playing mostly. Well, when I was in high school, I was in a band after I got out of class. We had a group together where we did shows, high school little talent shows and all that stuff. And this was back in 1973.
Okay.
So that's the only thing. But I did have to do my homework.
I know, right? I'm like.
My mom see this, she remember.
I had to do my homework.
She's still here.
So after high school, did you guys form an official band?
Oh yes. I was in Chicago. I was with this band in Tent City, and we did shows with Tyrone Davis. We did shows with a guy named L.V. Johnson. We did shows with Betty Wright.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the band I had, it was called Intensity, and then I also joined the band Tomorrow's People, which we have a couple of recordings out.
Oh, okay.
I got some old recordings that I did, but it's back in the day.
Yeah. And how long did that kind of thing last?
Well, it lasted a long time. Like, it was one time, the Tomorrow's People, we had production crews look at us because we made recordings, and the only reason why we didn't make it, because they said we was too much like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, that's funny. Right.
You know, we had
two Earth, Wind, and Fires.
Right, that's what it was. Yeah.
He was like, so, we bring the rain.
Yeah. But the music industry, I just keep doing it because I enjoy it.
You love it. And so when you had that group, were you were showing places? It was active. It was
yes, it's very active. Which I play sax, but I did in a group. I did most of the lead singing.
Oh, okay. Oh, tell me about that. When did you feel that you was a singer? Like, growing up and. This
is the honest to God truth. My mother used to go through the house singing like that.
Yeah.
So then I picked up on it. So that's where I got my falsetto from.
Right.
So, you know, I sing natural, and then I go up to my falsetto. So I got it from my mother when I was little. She used to go, you know, singing certain little songs.
Yes. And then the Delphonics, liking them, I mean, you know.
Right, yeah, stylistics, I do them.
That's a
Smokey
Robinson. Transition.
Yeah, right. I do all those cuts, Smokey and all that.
Wow, and so you like, and what do you feel when you're singing? What is the draw to that?
I just think women just love to hear a man sing
falsetto. Right? Ain't nothing wrong with
that.
You
know, especially when I'm out there, woo, you know what I'm saying, and singing right to them, they love it.
I love it. Go right for them.
Yeah, that's right. They love it.
I'll sing because the women like it.
Oh yeah, they love it.
I love it. Get right to the point. I love it. I love it. So now, as you know, when you perform or what have you, you like to sing more, or the sax?
Yes, I would like to sing more, but the main thing what's bothering me since I've been here is using backing tracks.
Right.
I would love to have a live band, somebody behind me. It's nothing like live music, because when you sing behind backing tracks, you got 4 minutes and you're done.
Right.
So that's the only.
But when the band is playing,
I can keep pushing it in. Especially that's right. So that's the only.
Everybody gets the solo.
Right, and then that's the downfall.
Okay, so now, how long have you been here in Connecticut?
8 years.
So you've been here 8 years, and you were in Chicago for.
Yes, along all my children and everyone's in Chicago. I came here to be with someone when I left Chicago after I got out of construction, because I worked construction all those years. I didn't depend on my music for a living.
Money, right? Living, that's fine.
But I still played it because I wouldn't have Social Security or none of that.
Right. I mean, that's the thing with artists, right? You got to figure out how to do the balance. If
that's right,
it's your art and you love it, but then you got to make a living.
That's right.
So there's that balance you got to find somewhere.
And which I've had a lot of friends. They say, "Oh, I'm just going to play my music." But
what are they going to do?
What are they going to do when they get my age?
Right.
So
I get it.
Once I'm done, I can just blow my sax when I'm an old man.
Exactly.
Get my walker up there.
I'm still playing my music.
That's right. God willing,
Yeah. And so up here, so you come up and you're here now. How are you reaching out? Like, you play the sax and you want to have a live band.
I've been using social networking to try to reach out, but it's just been hard here for me to get with a band. So mostly I'm the basement guy, or I play at church.
Okay.
So that's what really keep me going. I go downstairs. I got my own sound system, and I go downstairs. I still practice on my backing tracks. Would mean if I do get with a band, I already would have my music.
Right. Now, can you read music?
Oh yes.
You can read music, so you're formally trained in music, and so.
I went to school for music, reading, and I go downstairs and practice reading too.
Okay, and then you write music.
Well, I haven't been doing much writing because I haven't had the time because of working.
Sure. And so now, how often would you say you practice, or it's still a part
Well,
of
now I might get the practice in like 3 times a week.
Okay.
And plus, I play Sunday at church.
Okay.
And I play soprano, alto, and tenor, which I just brought my tenor.
Right.
But I play soprano sax also.
Okay. Beautiful. And so you said social media. Now, do you have Facebook page? You have?
Oh yes, I have a Facebook page,
Okay.
Cleveland Starr Horton. I also have 3 videos that I did in the basement
Okay.
on YouTube.
Okay, we'll check those out.
All right, yeah. Well, it's all right. I did the best I could.
That's what
I said
we use what we got.
I said I want to try to reach the people, so you know what? I'm gonna go down here in this basement and get my phone, and it did a good job. Put my phone on one of those selfie sticks,
Yes.
and then recorded myself.
I love it. This is what we do, artists, right?
Yeah.
You gotta improvise and figure it out. And
Let's say sometimes you got to start from the bottom. Some people start from the bottom and they go all the way to the top.
Right.
That's right.
That's what we're doing. And if you're doing it for love, it doesn't.
And my dream is always I want to play in front of at least 50,000 people or 100,000 people. I don't care if it's just I'm a backup sax behind somebody. If that dream could come true, that would really make my day. After all the years I've been playing.
You just want to play in front of an audience.
That's
share
right.
Your music.
100,000 people, I would love it.
Right. Share your music. I love it. Now, is there any like philosophies that you have about music? Anything that comes from inside, or how do you approach it?
Well, the philosophy of music, I say, is, for me, it comes from deep within your soul.
Okay.
And from my heart. And that's why I feel God gave me the gift to do this. So I might as well do it and use it, because my grandchildren, they're singing around the house now.
Yeah.
So my son wonders, no wonder the boys are singing. So maybe I didn't make it, but maybe my grandchildren will.
That's right. You're passing it on.
Right.
And
that's my philosophy. It's come from deep in my heart and my soul, and music is just in me.
Yeah.
And I just love to entertain.
Right.
Like when I'm at church playing, the people, I think they love to hear the sax in church because they do all this,
they get into it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, music touches us in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Sound.
Spiritually, that's right. Especially if you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Really get in there, right?
That's right. That's right.
Let's get in there.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful. Is there any message that you have within your music?
My message is, if anyone is watching Cleveland Starr Horton, I would appreciate that dream to come true. And I know prayer and God work in mysterious ways. By me being here in this interview with Michelle, God is working for me, and I know it.
Right. And this is awesome, because our whole show, the premise is getting to know artists and connecting in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So that artists connect and people get to know. What it's about. And so we have interviewed several artists and musicians and stuff. You'll
Mm-hmm.
see, and it's just a great way to connect. So
right, I'm quite sure with being here, and it's a privilege that you having me here. Beautiful. In my heart, and I'm quite sure some Hartford musicians will say, "Oh, yeah."
This is where we at. So I want to thank you so much
for
having us on the show.
Yes, you're so welcome.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
And it's a pleasure meeting you, and I'm so glad to be here with you.
Yeah, and your music is wonderful. So
thank you so much.
That dream will become a reality.
I wish I could do a lot more, but
you know what? That's every artist. That's all of our. It's time.
Yeah.
I want to be in the studio 24/7.
Yeah.
You gotta do what we gotta do.
That's right. So, okay. Thank you
very much.
All right.
So this has been Artistic Expressions. Me, your host, Michelle Thomas. I had Cleveland Starr Horton on our show today. Wonderful saxophonist, but singer, coming from the soul, coming from his heart deep inside, and it really shows in his art. It's a beautiful experience. I thank you again for tuning in. Always remember to support the arts and your local artists. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hold your head up. Don't give up. You are black gold.
This is Cleveland Starr Horton, saxophone vocalist, congo player. I want to give a shout out to Artistic Expressions. I support the arts.
This is Emery Austin Smith for Artistic Expressions, and I support the arts. Art is a beautiful thing because art is the basis of all endeavor. Thank you.
Shoutouts to Artistic Expressions, and I support the arts. This is L. Mixon Razi.